after the movie last night, Joe, after we finished watching the movie,
Yeah.
it was about 12:30 at night,
Right.
bedtime.
Okay.
So I go into my bedroom to get ready for bed. I throw back the sheets.
Oh my God.
Big spider.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be like a rat or something.
No,
Was it a big spider? Like a brown recluse?
not as big as a brown recluse.
The dreaded brown recluse.
The most dangerous spider one could ever imagine.
Yeah. I feel like I heard about brown recluses all the time
Yeah.
growing up. My dad would always be, watch out for a brown recluse.
Yeah, and then everyone thinks it's a brown recluse.
Uncle Larry got bit by a brown recluse. He's in the hospital.
Yeah.
It was like the number 3 predator to watch out for.
Yeah. Brown recluse.
Yeah, you don't hear about him anymore.
No, you don't hear about them. Maybe that's because we live in New York now. Maybe they're still a big thing.
In New York this summer, we're supposed to be getting the Japanese Joro spiders are coming.
Japanese Joro spider. I don't think what was in my bed was either a Japanese Joro spider.
It wasn't a Joro?
It wasn't a Japanese Joro spider. But I did hear about that, where they're flying in.
Flying
They're
Japanese
the
Joro
only things that can fly now.
Yeah.
They got no problem. They got no issues flying in New York.
Airplanes can't fly.
No,
but
the Japanese Joro spider.
They can fly across the Pacific Ocean somehow to here.
Yeah, it's scary.
I don't understand when they say they're coming from Japan. To me, I'm like, how could a spider make a trans-Pacific journey? Like in the air? Like, how are they getting here?
Yeah, the
wind. The water? The wind? You're just a spider's gonna blow in the wind for
well, they
30,000 miles.
Now I've done absolutely zero research into this.
Well, not
but
have I.
Just from my brain, my mind, I would say they're making a web, and they're using it like a hot air balloon.
Yeah, well, I guess if you webbed from Japan to Hawaii, that'd be a natural halfway point.
Yeah,
to the continental
they take
U.S.
A break. They have a layover in Hawaii.
You could climb the web there.
Yeah.
Web.
No, they're not building a web the whole way. They're making like a hot air balloon type thing.
Oh, a hot air balloon web.
Where they like a sailboat.
They're doing like
they're sailing.
They're doing like an up type situation.
So it's sort of an up type situation for the Japanese Joro spider.
Right. Well, he did it to evade his taxes or something. Wasn't it something like that?
Up?
Yeah. Well, that guy he left he didn't want to pay property taxes or something.
Was that what it was? I don't think so.
Yeah. He goes, "Fuck you, fucking." Fucking government money grubbing pigs coming after my property taxes. I was like, it's a weird hook
my
for
fucking dead wife. My dead wife. You want to rob me of my money after you rob me of my dead wife?
Money grubbing property taxes. I get balloons. That's what I'll do.
And I'll capture an Asian boy. Take him along with me.
I mean, Sam Evans, friend of the show, welcome anytime, has a joke about this, but Pixar movies have just been getting more, the concept is more adult concepts every year that goes by.
Right.
There used to be movies for kids. The new Inside Out 2 was about like an
anxiety.
8-year-old with an anxiety personality disorder.
Yeah. And and we know
panic attack.
And we know no kid born these days has anxiety.
Well, okay, sure, but if I've got a 6-year-old daughter,
yeah,
I don't even want her to know what anxiety is.
Well, that's true. That's
so much as like this girl's got a problem, and
yeah. You're right. She learned about it from the movie. Now she has.
But anyway, you found a spider in your bed.
Found a spider in my bed. It was scary.
Okay,
and then I couldn't sleep because.
Because you didn't know if there was more.
You didn't know. Yeah, there's going to be a nest, a big spider nest. So I fucking tossed all the covers, and then I don't know if you've ever seen this. You ever seen a bug in your room or on your bed? Any movement or anything, you brush up against the sheets. You think it's
right
something crawling on you. So I didn't sleep a fucking wink last night.
No. Have you ever had bed bugs?
No, I never had bed bugs.
Me neither. If I have, I didn't do anything about it.
I think you have to do something about it.
It's like an STD. It's either I've never had it or I have, and I don't. It's very dormant.
Well, speaking of it, but it is a kind of an STD because I knew a girl who slept with a guy in her bed before marriage, and slept with a guy in her bed. And the next day, bed bugs. He tracked him over from his fucking dirty house.
What a... It's disgusting. I had an ex that got bed bugs, ruined our whole relationship.
Really?
Yeah, because they couldn't see each other, for like a week, and then I didn't help her take out the bed, but I was like, well, I can't help you take out the bed. It's covered in bed bugs. I don't want to get bed bugs. Hire a fucking service.
Right.
And then she's like, you didn't support me. You weren't here the whole week. And I'm like, yeah, because I couldn't be over because you have bed bugs.
Yeah.
And then it was a train wreck.
Good excuse.
Yeah.
Bed bugs.
And then I kind of took the break as kind of like a way to like hang out with my friends, and I didn't really keep in touch. So it was a lot of it was on me. I said, call me when the bed bugs are done.
When it's done. It's not my fucking problem.
It's not my problem. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, honey, you're the one with bed bugs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on you. Call me when it's over.
Wow.
Oh.
And she never did.
I'm sorry you had the bug in your bed. I am worried about the Joro spiders. They're on their way.
Yeah, they're coming.
They're coming.
Just add it to the fucking list.
Add it to the fucking list. We're going to get into the list today. Trent, you want to tell the folks watching what this podcast is?
Joe, I would love nothing more. This is the Echo Chamber Podcast, the only podcast where two comedians read the Wall Street Journal because one of us gets it for free from work.
That's right. We'll be reading some articles from the Wall Street Journal today, and we're going to give you a little rundown on what we're going to be hearing about.
We sure are.
First, we are going to be hearing about the Democratic National Convention happening in Chicago, Illinois.
Yep.
And
every Democratic National Convention held in Chicago has been smooth sailing.
Wait, I don't even know what's happened at the other ones in Chicago. Is there like a famous...
There's a big riot, I believe, in 1968.
Well, this one's shaping up to be another one for the books. We'll get into it. Yeah. They should probably stop having them there because this one is going to be right up there with it.
Yeah. Well, it's the Democratic National Convention. Speaking of natural-born losers, Joe, the New York Mets.
Oh.
They had a hot streak.
Ah.
And the fans, they're thinking McDonald's mascot Grimace, who threw out the first pitch.
They're thanking Grimace.
Yes, they think he's the good luck charm.
Well, it's about time Grimace is given back. All he's ever done is fucking take. No, that's the hamburger.
That's the hamburger.
Okay, I'm mixing my mascots
Grimace
up.
is lovable purple man.
Well, who's almost as lovable. Finance bros.
No.
We're talking about 6'5" Blue Eyes Trust Fund. Dating Wall Street men are a hot commodity thanks to one TikToker's song. It's changed the whole world.
Fuck my ass in it.
It's changed the whole world. So if you don't have any of those attributes, you're done. It's over.
Well, speaking of finance, Forbes.com used to be a magazine, Forbes. Now it's a website.
Now it's a website. Now it's a Squarespace.
So
now it's powered by Squarespace.
They were selling ads on their online forum, but apparently it was a fake website. They're selling ads to a fake website. So.
Wait, the Forbes app website is fake?
They had a different website that they weren't putting the ads on.
Aren't they supposed to be the magazine cover like rich, luxurious, like professional things?
Yeah.
Well, our next story, we are going to be hearing about the books, new genre of books that women cannot stop reading.
Smut.
Basically, yeah, it's called Romantasy. A mix of romance, steamy romance novels, and fantasy.
Yeah, I've seen some of those.
Swept the nation by storm, and every fucking chick we know is at home cracking one of these open, rubbing her fucking, flicking her bean to these things. I mean, it's out of control. Wow. They're absolutely flicking their beans to these things.
I've heard tell about
it's
this.
Like crazy.
Fantasy smut.
Yeah, they're fucking reading this and thinking about a guy 6'5", blue eyes, and finance. It's all fantasy. They're going to be further removed from reality. They're like the Democratic National Convention. I mean, they're completely out of touch with reality.
Yeah, 100%. Well, Joe, I believe there's a final story.
Well, it will be our final story, but we will also hear from our friends at Salt and Pepper.
Oh, Pepper and Salt.
Pepper and Salt.
That's all right.
How dare
it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
No, that's for sure. Boy, it doesn't matter.
Well, we'll also be discussing, speaking of dating and things like that nature, people aren't saving contacts in their phones until the third date now. So it's too intimate.
Really sticking it to them. Yeah. Guess what? Yeah, just like Pepper and Salt, no one gives a fuck. But speaking of no one gives a fuck, the GOP getting ready to bash Chicago ahead of the Chicago.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they're honing in. They're going to fucking destroy this thing. So, well, it's going to destroy itself. Here's what's happening. The Democratic National Convention is expected to draw focus to the city's woes.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So, Dateline Chicago, this is from the Wall Street Journal, by the way. Colleen Sella keeps an eye out for human excrement outside the building she manages less than a mile from the United Center Arena, where President Biden will be nominated at this summer's Democratic National Convention.
We'll see.
Potentially. The messes started showing up last fall after hundreds of migrants were moved to a property down the block, she said, she's worked at the low-rise office and warehouse building for 6 years. She has painted over graffiti that began appearing, shelled out thousands of dollars for new fences and security cameras, and periodically chases away migrants who have turned her loading dock into an impromptu car repair shop.
What?
This is all in the 1 square block radius of the DNC.
Jesus.
Of the convention. Yeah, from the migrant crisis to pockets of violent crime to shuttered businesses, these all threaten to cast a shadow over the August convention in this Democratic-run city. Sorry for the sniffles. I have long COVID.
That's all right.
I have long COVID right now. Republicans plan to make sure that they do cast the shadow. Yes. The city's embrace of some liberal policies in recent years has made Chicago, like San Francisco, a target for GOP attacks on progressivism. Former President Donald Trump, the presumptive Republican nominee, has stoked that sentiment by repeatedly singling out the city for criticism. Chicago, violent Chirac. Further complicating matters for Democrats is a pro-Palestinian activist demonstration that hopes to attract 100,000 demonstrators from around the country to protest President Biden's handling of the war in Gaza.
Yeah.
Which will add up to nothing short of chaos in the streets.
Utter calamity.
So you got migrants with turds all around.
Yeah.
Taking dumps in the street and wandering around vagrantly.
Yeah,
and then you've got 100,000 blue-haired chicks protesting Palestine outside.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fucking nightmare.
Well, yeah. Well, that's exactly what happened. It was a perfect storm. It sounds like it might be a perfect storm again, Joe. And the 1968 Democratic National Convention.
Right. Was that before or after Bobby got shot?
I don't know.
Well, Bobby Kennedy was running for president on the Democratic ticket in 1968. Got his fucking brains blown out.
There was some McGovern.
So they had to throw in McGovern last minute, like in the summer. It was like before.
So it would have to be after that because McGovern is the guy who was there.
Okay, so yeah.
And there's a bunch of hippie freaks, and they can do a big fucking fight with the cops, and the cops beat the shit out. and it was utter calamity.
Oh Jesus!
And there's actually a great this is we're getting into movies must sees now, but there's a great movie called Medium Cool. Who was actually filmed during the convention. They used real footage of the
now is it a documentary or is it
it's a fiction?
It's a drama.
Dramatically speaking.
Drama is a drama.
Yeah,
filmically, is it more of a?
It's a drama, but it's
sort of filmic.
Well, filmically speaking, I would classify it as a drama and a thriller.
Okay, a
dramatic thriller. Yeah, but it's sort of a parallel story to what's happening at the convention.
Right.
And it's called Medium Cool. Check it out.
Medium Cool.
Yeah.
Mabry's Movies Must Sees.
Mabry's Movies Must Sees.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, so it sounds like we should keep our eyes peeled on this. The upcoming.
Keep your eyes peeled on the Democratic National Convention. It's sure to be a mess this year. Also, the Republican National Convention may not be much better. It's in Milwaukee, and Trump recently talked a ton of shit about Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah.
I think he maybe forgot that the convention's there. So,
yeah. Well, Joe, this is from the Wall Street Journal. This is from the sports section. Headline: The Mets' grimace streak is over. And then this is in parentheses. It was never about Grimace.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, it was never about Grimace.
Them winning 6 games?
Yeah. When the lowly Mets ripped off 7 consecutive wins, fans credited the McDonald's mascot for inspiring the streak. It turns out the real reason for the turnaround was a different folk hero.
Oh. The American mother.
The hardest working woman in the world, the American mother.
You know, like in Time magazine, sometimes instead of Person of the Year, instead of it being like Elon Musk, will be like the American mother.
Yeah.
I always think that's stupid when they do that. It's like, give me a break.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Pick
the frontline worker.
Pick one guy.
Yeah. Pick one man. Nurses.
Yeah, man, I fucking bang my fucking pots and pans for the goddamn boy, cry me a fucking river. What about
Zoom teachers?
The pandemic. Remember the pandemic when everybody was a hero?
Oh yeah,
you fucking
guy at CVS.
Yeah, well, the fucking Walmart greeter.
Yeah, the Medal of Honor. I got the Medal of Honor.
Back in 2020, I did 2 tours of Walmart. Had to tell a guy in a rascal scooter to put his mask on, so I was kind of a hero. Anyway, this is the Dateline. Flushing, Queens.
Oh my God.
As the sad sack New York Mets suddenly transformed into the hottest team in baseball over the past week, a strange new hero appeared in Queens. He's much beloved, built for power, and can't find a baseball cap that quite fits his enormous head. He's also a purple amorphous blob named Grimace, who is better known for hawking hamburgers.
Can you imagine having to go home and write this? Just typing it up. So what happened? He threw out a pitch and they won 7 games?
Yeah, well, the McDonald's mascot threw out the ceremonial first pitch at the Mets-Marlins game on June 12th, and from that moment, the Mets became briefly unstoppable.
You know what's getting bad when you can't even get a real guy to throw out the opening pitch anymore? You have to get a McDonald's mascot.
No, but it wasn't just random. It was Grimace's birthday.
I mean, what the fuck are we talking about anymore?
It was Grimace's birthday. I mean,
how old is Grimace? 60-year-old.
I think he's 31. But anyway.
I'm the same age as Grimace? That can't be right. All right, go ahead.
How does that make you feel? Old or young?
I don't know.
They won after Grimace threw out the opening pitch. They won 7 consecutive games, bringing a team that had been one of the worst clubs in baseball to the thick of the playoff race.
Wow.
The streak ended on Wednesday against the Texas Rangers, but by then it had already become clear that the Mets' sudden turnaround was never really about Grimace. There was a different folk hero in their midst. Like Grimace, he has a stout frame that belies enormous strength. Unlike Grimace, this one actually plays for the Mets. His name's Francisco Alvarez. He's a catcher who's listed at 5'10".
They just physically compared him to Grimace?
Yeah.
That he's a big fat fucking purple fuck.
5'10", 233 pounds. He suffered a thumb sprain a few weeks into the season as an injury.
Oh, he's back.
He's back. He returned the same day as Grimace. One was overshadowed, though.
Oh, wow. Yeah. But they didn't really cover that.
No.
Okay.
So the article's saying he's the real reason why.
All right. Well, I wouldn't be so quick to turn your back on Grimace.
Yeah.
For all you know, I mean, isn't he a diabolical villain? And isn't he a villain?
No, Grimace is a good guy.
He's a good guy?
He's a good man, and I won't let you besmirch him.
All right. I thought he was one of the bad guys. Who are the good guys and bad guys?
I know Grimace.
Is Hamburger
Grimace
the only bad guy?
Of mine. You, sir, no Grimace.
All right.
The Hamburglar's the bad man.
Well, Grimace isn't exactly a nice name. Grimace?
That's true. You're right.
And he doesn't look friendly.
Oh, he looks friendly.
I don't know.
He's happy. He's throwing out the first pitch. He's got a big baseball mitt on.
He's supposed to be a chicken nugget, right?
They don't know.
What is he?
Nobody knows.
Why won't they say what he is?
We can't say. Top secret.
Why is Ronald McDonald hanging around with...
Ronald McDonald is buddies with Grimace.
I thought he was like a chicken nugget that got a fungal...
That's the rumor.
That he's like has mold.
That's the rumor. It's a nasty
moldy chicken nugget. And then they never... That was probably what it was. And then they're like, we can't say that. Yeah. That's bad.
Well, have you seen what the actual chicken nuggets look like before they become in nugget form?
Aren't they like liquid?
They're liquid. They're pink. Yeah. They're gross pink liquid.
It's just
liquid. They taste amazing.
Yeah.
Oh. So anyway. For everything Alvarez brings to the table, it's easy to see why Mets fans latch on to Grimace instead. This is a fan base so accustomed to disappointment that on rare occasion something good happens, they turn to ludicrous explanations.
That is true.
Yeah.
Everybody who's a Mets fan has a mental illness about their fandom to the Mets.
That happened during a hot stretch earlier this year when a flamboyantly dressed fan in a fur coat became the team's talisman. And when the Mets hitters caught fire a few seasons ago, they credited an instructor named Diesel Donnie Stevenson, who helped them focus. First baseman Pete Alonso said, on, quote, "We're ripping heaters in the cage."
All right, come on, guys.
Diesel Donnie.
Diesel Donnie's here. Let's focus on ripping some fucking heaters.
Well, it turns out Stevenson was completely made up.
Who was made up?
Diesel Donnie Stevenson.
Diesel Donnie? Made up.
They made up this guy who was helping the Mets win.
Well, so Grimace is real, but
Grimace is real.
Okay, Grimace is real. Diesel Donnie's made up.
It's all made up. This isn't exactly a new phenomenon in the Mets' slightly delusional corner of Queens.
Jesus Christ.
It dates all the way to the first time the club won the World Series in 1969. That year, as they made an improbable run to chase down the Chicago Cubs through the pennant, the credit went to a black cat that stopped in front of the Cubs' dugout during a game between the two teams and supposedly extended Chicago's curse.
Right. Well, the Cubs are also...
They're also cursed.
Well, they've also got all this bullshit they made up in their heads about a goat and all this other shit.
Yes.
Yes, the goat. Yeah.
yes, the goat.
Yes.
Yeah. That's something... I never watched baseball. I never got into baseball. But I do like the weird...
There's all this mythology around it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
They have to make up the stuff because...
They're superstitious. They fucking...
Yeah.
They wear the same underwear, and they're crazy.
Right. They're crazy. But they have to make all this stuff up because without it, the game is incredibly boring.
It's incredibly boring.
It's maybe one of the most boring things ever invented.
Yeah. The greatest question of the season is, will a curse be lifted? Not are they going to win it. Are they going to break a hex?
Right. So anyway, the whole moral of the story is it's really not Grimace. It's Francisco Alvarez. He's the glue that holds the team together.
And he's a real guy.
And he doesn't get the credit he deserves.
But at least the Wall Street Journal called him a fat pig.
A Grimace-like fat pig.
A Grimace-like obese. A talented obese man. Well, you know who's not a fat pig, Trent?
Yeah.
Someone who's 6'5", in finance with a trust fund and blue eyes. Because that's the hottest piece of ass anyone could ever hope for.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Must be hard for you. Being 6'5", trust fund, finance, blue eyes. Yeah. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Finance bros, it's your summer.
Oh, it's about time they've had a summer.
Yeah, they haven't had anything since The Wolf of Wall Street came out.
Catch a fucking break.
Yeah, you know. It's about time they caught a break. In dating, Wall Street men are a hot commodity. There was a hot girl summer and a short king spring. Now it is the season for finance bros. Men working in finance are the latest public fascination. Kristiana Komaraskova, I don't know,
dumb Russian bro.
A social media manager who recently moved to New York. Well, what do I care about any of this? Hit the streets in May with a cardboard sign advertising her search for one. They're hardworking and they're smart, she said in an interview. It's my type. Yeah, honey, they're going to cheat on you every night of the week. Wearing pearls in a black suit, her long blonde hair and loose curls. They're going to make me say her name again. Komaraskova brandished the sign listing 3 very specific criteria. And you know, Trent, it all started with a TikTok video by 27-year-old Megan Bonney. In April, her April post, amassing about 49 million views, has a sing-song message. I'm looking for a man in finance, trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah, we've all heard it. Well, DJs remixed Bonnie's audio. Thousands of social media users have fucking shared it. We all know this. Bonnie, meanwhile, struck a deal with Universal Music Group.
Great. Oh, great.
Versions of her Man in Finance song are now on Spotify, including a release from David Guetta.
David Guetta.
David Guetta, top name in dance music.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I don't know why, but fuck him. Fuck him, absolutely. Fucking douchebag. Finance bros, the world seemed to declare, are back.
Oh, I didn't know they ever left.
What? Also, this fucking, not to be like an old man about this, but this generation, what happened to Occupy Wall Street? You know what I mean? What happened to fuck these guys?
Right.
For ruining
that's
the
what
world.
They think. They all, but they also, all of them, they'll all say they care about the environment and all that stuff. But then,
the same people who want to fucking blow a 5'6" finance guy to his grave.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
With this, cash it on his trust fund.
Yeah, fucking lying horse.
Oh man, I got another article. I feel like this might shape up to the most misogynistic episode. Yeah, this is certainly concerning. Well, Wall Street men.
No, I don't. Mean,
no, we don't mean anything we say on.
But never mind.
All right, sometimes it's better to know when to fold them, when to hold them. Wall Street men haven't always enjoyed rosy reputations. They got dunked on for their Patagonia vests and occasionally vilified in popular culture, especially after the 2008 financial crisis.
Yeah,
but people have moved on.
Yeah, people have moved on. They did nothing to fix why we hated them.
They changed nothing. They're still doing credit default swaps.
Yeah, they've leaned in harder.
They're pumping the new bubble. It's gonna pop any minute, but they'll catch you out. And there's a certain charm. But bright college graduates still vie for positions driven by the promise of big paychecks and bonuses. Others just want to court them. A man fitting the song's exact requirements proves elusive, if he exists at all. Only 5% of men in the U.S. stand at around 6'2" or taller. According to a National Center for Health Statistics. Roughly 5% of employed American men work in business and finance operations, and less still have blue eyes while being both of those things.
Yeah.
Now, focusing solely on superficial features such as height, eye color, and job title might be a recipe for disaster, according to Devin Simone, a matchmaker at 3 Day Rule and Tinder's resident relationship expert. Fucking bullshit job. The Trent is Tinder's resident relationship expert.
Oh, well.
What does she know?
If you can't trust Tinder's relationship expert, who can you trust?
But she understands why women consider money in dating. After all, she said, choosing a partner is among one's biggest financial directions. I by no means judge a woman who wants someone who is financially stable and accomplished.
Sure.
Yeah, we all want someone shallow. Makes sense. Yeah. No, fuck artists. Fuck a fucking idiot in finance.
Yeah, fuck following your dreams.
Yeah. Fuck anybody who has anything to say about the world. Just blow a guy who makes six figures.
Wears a goddamn blue-collar shirt.
Yeah, blue eyes. Well, quote, it's the most honest song which has been released in a long time, says Adam Lyons, a professional dancer who choreographed the flash mob for Universal. They did a flash mob for the song.
Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine calling that the most honest song?
Yeah. I mean,
since insane. John Lennon's Imagine. Imagine no heaven. Imagine
if you try.
No hell below us. And now finance, 6'5", blue eyes, trust fund.
Golly.
Well, no one wants to go on a date and split the bill. You want to be wined and dined by a man in finance.
That's all I want to do.
What am I going to find a man in finance? Bonnie, the Man in Finance creator, hasn't had time to date since her song blew up. She quit her job selling wholesale sports apparel and now has a talent manager.
Yeah, she's going to ride this high forever.
What talent are we managing? Can you imagine being her talent manager?
That train's going to keep chugging along forever.
What is the talent? You said 8 words on a TikTok, and now you're doing a world tour with David Guetta. Literally. Really? Recently, she flew to Las Vegas to perform with Guetta. And she walks on stage and says, finance.
Trust fund, 6'5".
Blue eyes.
Blue eyes. That's all she says, yeah.
$50 million contract.
Jesus fucking Christ. It's so crazy. It's so funny that these people quit their job. Have you seen that Hawk Toy girl?
Oh yeah. She's got got a manager too, fucking agent. Got a fucking agent. Fucking, you try to call her, you gotta talk to her secretary.
They said it's the most annoying thing I've ever seen in my life. It's not funny either.
She goes, spit on a dick, and then they go, you just got signed to
brilliant
EGM Records. Welcome board.
Hawk Toy girl, you're brilliant.
You're right. We want to do a movie deal.
She's gonna team up with Bonnie. They're gonna take over the fucking world.
Yeah,
run her for the Democratic.
Bonnie finds a finance bro. The other girl spits on his cock. Let me call the talent manager. I got an idea.
That's a win.
Well, she says to conclude this quote, "I'm just focusing on my career and making my own trust fund eventually." But you know what? To be honest, I can't blame her. I would do the same goddamn thing.
Good for her. Well, Joe, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Headline: Forbes.com advertisers sometimes landed on a copycat. Forbes, for years, ran an alternate version of its website where it packed ads that were intended to run on Forbes.com.
It's called Frobs.com. They misspell it. What did they do?
It's another sign that brands don't always get what they pay for in the opaque digital advertising market. The alternate site.
They just hire a guy on Craigslist to make him a website?
Basically. Well, we'll get to it in a second. The alternate site, which Forbes shut down Tuesday following inquiries from the Wall Street Journal, featured stories from Forbes.com stretched into formats that can fit many more ads, like slideshows and articles written in a list format, or, quote, listicles.
They need something more than Squarespace.
They need something a little more than Squarespace.
Yeah.
One 700-word article was turned into 34 slides, exposing the person who read it on a computer to about 150 ads instead of around 7 for someone who read the original. The reformatted articles, whose address began with www.3.forbes.com.
What?
I don't know. That's the website that people were going to instead of www.forbes.com.
Why would they think a 3 goes in there?
I don't know. The articles couldn't be found on Forbes.com or using search engines. Instead, they went promoted through content recommendation companies such as Taboola and Outbrain, which place paid links to clickbait-style content at the bottom of many sites. Oh. So you're scrolling like through a site, you see at the bottom
from Forbes there.
From Forbes, but it didn't go to the actual Forbes.
It took you to the dark web.
The dark web. and you were bombarded with, it was like clicking on Times Square.
I think I clicked on one of those. I think I clicked on a Forbes clickbait thing, and it took me to some bullshit.
And it's just all ads.
Yeah, it was like I think that happened to me. Yeah. I'm a victim.
So,
I want to get in the class action lawsuit.
So, but the people paying for the ads to run them, they wanted it to be on Forbes, the actual website. Where
they want the ads to go to Forbes.
Yeah. Not the clickbait thing that morons click on.
Oh, right.
So, ad buyers said the ads on the alternate site weren't worth what they paid because they reached a different audience and appeared on overcrowded pages. When brands brought some of the ads, it was with the understanding that they would appear on Forbes.com. Blah, blah, blah. Forbes blamed Media.net, an ad tech company that manages Forbes ad bidding software, for the misrepresentation, and said it affected only a small share of overall ad impressions. Forbes also disputed the notion that it operated an alternate site, which it described as a subdomain. Because the subdomain represents a very small part of Forbes' user base, and an insignificant part of our overall business, we've decided to shut it down, a spokeswoman said on Tuesday. So basically, they got caught doing this. They were like, well, we'll shut it down, but we did nothing wrong.
Wait, I'm like, so they had a sub website?
So that website, www.3.
3?
Yeah. That they're saying it wasn't a different website.
Why did they have it?
Just so they could put ads that people paid for on a website, without actually having to put it on their
on the real Forbes.
Yeah.
I had it the other way around. I was thinking it was links to Forbes website, so it's on their website. So they wanted a trash website.
Yeah, a trash
website. They could put ads. Yeah. They could trash it with ads. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you now. I'm sorry. They had a trash website, and they had their actual nice website.
Their actual nice website that looked clean and pristine. And then they wanted to add them. So then
all right, I got
the Wall Street Journal and the people called them out on it, and they're like, "Well, we don't know what you're talking about, but we're going to shut that other website down."
Now, tell me this: is it like illegal or anything?
Well, I guess not technically, but
they're abusing their advertisers' trust and money.
Yes.
That's so funny. They wanted to have their cake and eat it too.
Right, yeah. So they've been operating that website since at least 2017 and have been placing ads intended for Forbes.com on it since at least late 2021.
You know what? That reminds me of a time where I had the keys to my friend Chachi's apartment in college.
Yeah.
And he was out of town, and he kept a very clean apartment. And mine was a fucking shithole, covered in trash.
Yeah.
And I brought a girl back over. We lived in the same building. And I brought a girl over, and my place was a mess.
Yeah.
So I just took her to his place. And I go, this is my place. It was the opposite of what Forbes is doing.
Right. Yeah.
I took her to the nice place. And then I was looking around for something like a bottle opener, and I was like opening like the walk-in closet. I didn't know where anything was. So and she goes, "Are you sure this is your place?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah, no, I just moved in.
So. I was like, I have no idea. I mean, I'll take the other one down, but I don't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, that's actually a brilliant move, Joe.
It was brilliant. You know,
you're like the Hawk Tour girl. You're brilliant.
Where's my manager? Well, you know who is really brilliant? Whoever tapped into this new genre of books that is sweeping the nation. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Fantasy smut. That's true. The books women can't put down. Dragons, violence, and steamy sex. It's not smut. It's romantasy.
Yeah.
And it is turbocharging.
Call it what you fucking want.
It's turbocharging book sales and outselling all other fiction. All other fiction.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, it's not hard to do right now.
That's not hard to do. What is the other fiction selling like? I mean, my God.
Whatever the opposite of hotcakes is what...
That's true. All right. So, in the literary genre known as romantasy, a mix of fantasy and romance, heroines ride dragons and battle enemies and otherwise navigate magical realms, all while having the best sex of their lives. The books are tearing up the bestseller charts, delivering blockbuster sales in an industry that's in a fight for readers' attention. Material that older generations might have labeled as smutty, a young heroine experiences sexual encounters that involve lip-biting, hissing, growling, and moaning, are now referred to as, quote, spicy.
Spicy.
Quote, his biceps flex as he lifts me by the backs of my thighs, and I wrap my arms around his neck and my legs around his waist, my dressing gown caught between us as he pivots. Jeez. Writes Rebecca Yaros in Fourth Wing.
I gotta readjust.
You know, erotica has never done anything for me.
No, me
It's
either.
like the most boring way to visualize.
Yeah.
But women, I mean, they fucking live for it.
Well, men and women are different.
And that's true. Someone should do a stand-up bit about that. And they like the audio porn.
Do they?
Yeah, you don't know about this?
No.
They don't watch porn. They listen to it.
I
While
know.
they're walking around on the streets. They got sex sounds and all kinds of audio porns. Goes in their ear and their ear pods. They're walking around.
They're walking around with it.
They're in a hot and bothered. They're walking
my God,
around.
They're deviants.
Yeah, that's why if you ever catcall them, they're typically in the mood for it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Katie Cheeseman, friend of the show, Welcome Anytime, was telling me all about it one time.
Really?
That's
they walk around. Could you imagine a guy doing that? Fucking listening to him
like, yeah, fuck me, John. So you're walking around? No, I would feel like I'm committing a literal crime.
Ugh.
Yeah. But they do it. I think it's pretty hot. I say more power to them.
Yeah, we support. Well, you may not think it, but we support women on this podcast.
Yeah, in fact, most of our guests have been women.
That is true.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true.
It's not. I just thought back.
But we have another woman guest coming soon.
That's true.
Yeah, we do. Well, these books are striking a chord with generations of readers who grew up on series like Harry Potter and the Hunger Games. I'm just kidding, Hunger Games. Where fighting evil... That was not worth it. That was not worth it. Where fighting evil comes well before romance. In Romantasy, the adult relationships matter as much as the high-stakes plots. Moss, whose first book was published in 2012...
Sarah J. Maas.
Is that her name?
Yeah, I think
it's Sarah J. Maas, yeah.
I've seen... I frequent the bookstore.
Yeah, you frequent.
I like a book.
And you haven't read Fourth Wing.
I haven't read Fourth Wing. I'll be forthright about that. I haven't read Fourth Wing.
Sarah's got it on her nightstand.
I bet she does.
A friend gave it to her. She hasn't really cracked into it.
Yeah, she hasn't.
And I'm going to have to throw it out now that I know what's in
You
there.
can't have her reading that.
No.
Getting ideas.
Yeah, she'll get crazy ideas.
Fuck a dragon. You can't keep up with the dragon.
I can't keep up with the dragon.
Well, but I've seen it. They're all in the bookstore, the storefronts.
The storefronts.
Yeah.
Well, that's the issue with these books is they're setting unrealistic expectations about men.
Yes.
And romance.
That's why I only watch video porn. No, what about this? Did you ever get caught watching porn? Not like caught like in the act, but maybe you forgot to delete the history or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
I did. Yeah, me too. And my mom, I woke up one day. It was the weekend. I woke up. It was like Saturday morning. I woke up and my mom's in the living room. We had a laptop. We didn't have like an actual computer. We had a laptop. She's just on the laptop. She looks up. And I go, oh no, I've been caught. Because
it used to cause pop-ups.
It used to cause pop-ups, and also I forgot to like delete the history or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So she goes. She sits me down and she talks to me and she gives me a lecture, you know.
Right.
And she goes, actual women, they aren't like this. I go, yeah. Little did she know, every fucking girl would have an OnlyFans now.
Yeah.
Every girl I was too afraid to talk to in high school, I can see her fucking pussy for $5 a month.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's a little do you know, Mom. Everyone's gonna be in the porn industry soon. Wow. Well, part of the withdrawal of Romantasy books, fans say, is that men are portrayed as understanding to women and their romantic needs rather than focusing on only their own. Quote, men written by women are the best men out there, says Kendall Garrison, a 31-year-old social media consultant, bullshit job in Atlanta. Garrison discovered the genre after her friend recommended Masa's novel, The Court of Thorns and Roses.
Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yeah, sounds like an awesome book. The first book in a runaway hit series about a huntress abducted into a fairy realm. It's a blend of heroics, self-discovery, and steamy sex scenes proved irresistible. She followed up on the novels by reading Yarrow's Fourth Wing and its sequel, a big... okay, that's the sequel. I thought the sequel was the next quote, which is a big part of it is women taking back their sexual power. I thought that was the name of the sequel. It's not. It's not. Yeah. Well, Lauren Moore, a 36-year-old book lover from Vancouver, Canada, who runs a social media community book huddle. I mean, everybody's lost their minds. What are we? Every business everyone's running, it's like crazy.
Book huddle.
Book huddle.
What does that do?
I don't know. Said that while some call Romantasy books fairy porn, sex scenes are outnumbered by world building, family dynamics, battles, and other themes that appeal to fantasy.
Yeah. Only wait for the articles. I've heard it all before.
Right, yeah. Well, the booming book genre features strong heroines on a mission to recognize their own power. The catch is that while the female characters can have whatever they want, they usually choose a throwback guy, a possessive bundle of testosterone and dominance.
That's because they only exist in fiction now.
Yeah. What, a guy, a manly guy? Yeah, I know. Yeah, they don't exist in real life. Yeah, everyone's got their fucking head tucked down into a laptop. Glasses. Mr. Romantasy is a surly mix of brute strength and emotional damage. At various points in these books, the heroines aren't sure if their partners want to love them or kill them. Yeah. The males raise relationship red flags from here to eternity. Quote, thus I became Ryslin's plaything, Moss writes of her heroine's roughly 500-year-old tormentor and eventual love interest. Quote,
500-year tormentor?
Yeah.
He wore her down for 500 years.
Yeah, and then started banging her. Well, in Romantasy novels, the relationships are full of violence, but also rooted in consent.
Sure.
Turning two extremes into bedfellows. There's blood, pain, wounding, lots of talk about losing control, but no sexual activity starts until the heroines give the go-ahead.
Okay.
Here, the demons from hell ask for permission first. Can't you just get lost in the story? Yeah, I just feel like I'm really carried away into the fantasy.
Wow!
When he's asking
all these,
consent.
But it isn't. I mean, it's not strange, I suppose, but these I've never read any of these, but like you
don't have to lie. I mean, I've seen
no. Take it back.
Fourth Wing.
But like 50 Shades of Grey. It's all these books. They sound like they're fucking. It's about beating women. Yeah,
that is like the mainstay of all of them. Yeah. All the guys like beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
But they want it. They manipulate them until they give them the consent, and then they torment them.
Yeah.
But that's what they want. So they also want dragons flying around. So the male romantic lead typically has what fans call toucher and you die protectiveness. Yeah, I think is more what
I don't have.
They want. I don't have that. None of us have that.
No.
But I think that comes with the testosterone macho.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, if you do that, it's viewed as toxic now. But
right.
What the hell? This is fantasy. We're going to all enjoy our own fantasy.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're not here to kink shame anybody.
We're not here to kink shame anybody. And listen, we get it. We like Dragon Ball Z. So
yeah.
The leading lady usually is experienced in bed, rarely a virgin, and often eagerly agrees to being physically overpowered. The male lead is endlessly appealing to her, even if he smells like dragon. Even he smells like the dragon that he rode, especially if he does. It's an alpha, but he's got a soul. Now he's got consent. You get your cake and you eat it too. Just like Forbes.
Wow.
So, I don't know. Yeah, check out some Romantasy if you're at the bookstore. Go home, crack it open, jerk off.
We need, if she ever reads the book, we should have her come on and review it.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
So... this is our final story besides our visit from Pepper and Salt.
I can't wait to get to Pepper and Salt.
This is also about romance. Romance in real life. This is from the Wall Street Journal. They're dating, but he's still 212-555-1234 in her contact list.
Oh.
Saving a romantic...
Isn't that a far cry from the alpha male and the dragon who comes over and... I mean, the disparity between the guy in the book and being fucking Mr. No Contact Save 555.
Couldn't be more far apart.
Jake from Hinge.
Yeah.
Oh.
Saving a romantic interest name in your phone is now a relationship milestone. Tissia Saffold was recently on a third date with a romantic prospect at a restaurant in Alexandria, Virginia, when the unthinkable happened. Saffold went to show him something on her phone, and he accidentally saw that his number wasn't saved on it.
That would be really humiliating.
Yeah, it would. Her date's ego visibly deflated at the discovery of his digits just floating among her text messages like any old spammer. Quote, he was like, wow, I thought we were past that, Saffold recalls. It turned out he had already saved her number. in his phone.
Wow. Well, he's more committed.
He's moving faster.
He's moving really fast. Yeah. Right now. Really
wow. Someone's thirsty.
A little desperate. Much.
Technology has streamlined yet complicated modern dating in many ways. I never thought about that. In ancient times, like say the 90s, you wrote a date's number down on a cocktail napkin and then dunked it in the trash if the relationship flamed out. Now, in our increasingly paperless world,
ever paperless world.
Not on this podcast.
Not on this podcast. Boy, we don't know how to find the technology to not clip these out of the Wall Street Journal. We're not getting any closer.
No. Now, in our increasingly paperless world, a debate among singles is when and how to save a romantic interest name and phone number among one's contacts. What do you do, Joe? I just save everybody's name. It's too confusing for me.
Yeah, no, I can't keep track of loose numbers. I mean, are you kidding me? Yeah, I mean, we have to scroll through and...
Yeah. You read back.
I don't know. Yeah, what if your text self-destruct? I mean, what if you can't scroll back to the beginning when they said who it was?
Yeah.
Then you're in a situation where you're going out with a girl whose name you're supposed to know.
Name, yeah.
And then you forget her name.
Yeah.
Isn't that way worse?
It's way worse.
Well, women also remember more than we do, I think. Generally, specifics. Like, I forget stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I forget people's names. I forget everything. I think that women are more detail-oriented.
They're more detail-oriented.
They can compartmentalize all this stuff.
That's true. That's true.
I can't do it.
No.
So I'd rather just save the name.
Save the name. Save the number. If it means I love you, so be it.
But what's also embarrassing is seeing somebody's, like Julie Hinge saved in your phone.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing, too.
Yeah, that's rough.
And I've done that to people.
Oh, I've done it hundreds of times. Saving their number on a phone integrates them into a daily life, which translates into intimacy, says Fabian Broker, an anthropologist studying dating apps at London School of Economics and Political Science.
Give me a break. I mean, how is this the things that we're choosing to study? The climate crisis. I mean, the planets.
No.
Planets in
Tinder
free fall.
needs more research. It's in free fall.
Good God.
You can't fucking fly a plane anymore. Some people are saving numbers under nicknames such as Firefighter Guy or Brown Hair Kim Class or 6'5" Finance Blue Eyes. While a devoted core.
That seems worse. To save somebody is like black guy, tall.
Black guy, tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short.
Blonde girl, eyes
short
far
cholo.
apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just short cholo.
Bangs, flat-chested.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems way worse.
Seems way worse.
Way worse, yeah.
Physical descriptors.
Yeah. Saffold, a 35-year-old relationship and self-development coach, bullshit coach, practices and preaches a 60-day rule. No saving a guy's number for 2 months. It keeps women from being so emotionally attached to somebody that hasn't earned their spot, she reasons.
2 months?
2 months. It's a number she just pulled out of her ass.
Yeah, for real. What is 2 months?
I don't know.
Also, some people go on 3 dates in 2 months, and some people go on 16 dates in 2 months.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be like... There's a world in which if it's 2 months and my name's not saved in your phone, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I don't understand anything. She eventually saved the recent date's number, but not without teasing. After telling him he was finally saved, he responded, quote, "Wow, maybe the next dinner should be a celebration." Things ultimately didn't work out.
You don't say. My God.
Keisha Pert, a 38-year-old social media content creator in New York City,
bullshit job,
used to diligently save dates' numbers by their first names and the app she met them on. Later, though, she would spend days deleting failed dates, wondering which Matt was which. So she had hundreds of Matts. Matt Tinder, Matt Field.
Matt Tinder 3.
Matt Tinder 3.
Matt Tinder 4.
She gave up and started using area codes, which just seems... I don't know how you could do that. Area codes. I gotta remember everybody's fucking where they're from.
Yeah. How is that easier than their name?
Yeah. Because
Virginia, Maggie.
Yeah. Because
what are we doing here?
Quote, because the minute you save their number, they ghost you, she says.
No, this is like the Mets thinking that Grimace is
Right, yeah.
winning them games.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is all nonsense.
She credits her current successful relationship to waiting 2 months to save the number of her now fiancé, Shy Martin. Martin, a 34-year-old electrician.
Break.
A 34-year-old electrician in Queens. That's a respectable...
a real job.
About fucking time.
A real job.
A Queens electrician.
You know what? Save his number.
Yeah, save his number and marry him.
I think he's a keeper.
Yeah, you found one guy.
Good, steady job.
Yeah.
The world will always need an electrician.
Yeah, exactly. He had a similar philosophy. He'd save phone numbers when things turned official, recognizing dates by their last 4 digits before then. Quote, once you put a name and number and it's in your phone and everything, he explains, it's kind of permanent. Not really.
I want to one-up them. When you go on your third date and he's not saved in your phone or she's not saved in your phone, don't even call her by her name.
Yeah.
Say, hey, 645-395, do you want to grab a cocktail?
Yeah.
You're not a person to me. Yeah. You're like a surface level toy that I'm playing with to see if I like.
Right.
And I can't muster up the most basic common courtesy and dignity.
Yeah, to give you a name.
Yeah. You're nameless to me until proven worthy of a name.
God, it's insufferable.
It's crazy.
It's just mean.
Also, how could that have anything to do with how successful a relationship's going to be? How fast you save their contact? Right?
I don't know. It's
something we just made up that this has any bearing on anything.
Exactly.
What possible bearing could that have over anything?
It's just being vulnerable.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
which is part of being in a relationship. So I've heard.
I would love to get the chance.
Never tried.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So just before Martin asked Pert to be his girlfriend in September 2021, he saved her number in his phone with a heart next to her name. Quote, I was really putting it into the universe.
Now the heart is a next level.
Yeah. Well, he was putting it into the universe that she was going to say yes, he recalls. He stacked the odds, he says, with a home-cooked dinner of pad thai, spring rolls, a Reese's Pieces cheesecake, and a bottle of rosé Prosecco.
Sounds like a nice meal.
That is a nice meal.
I don't know about Reese's Pieces cheesecake.
I'd try it.
I'd try it.
I got a bit of a sweet tooth, though. Alex Yetter, a 23-year-old real estate broker in Beaverton, Oregon, is an immediate saver. Quote, if I like someone and genuinely want to get to know them and want to talk to them, I'm going to save that number, Yetter says. But she learned the hard way. Once she didn't save phone numbers and confused 2 guys with each other. She called the wrong one and woke him up because he worked night shifts and was asleep.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just save the number.
Exactly.
Just get over it. Right. Save the number.
Yeah. Well, that's what she started doing. That
doesn't mean
she woke
anything.
up a guy from his slumber. As for the dating duds, Yetter rings in each new year with a binge delete session, clearing contacts that didn't work out. By contrast, Alex Weitzman, a 26-year-old startup founder in Miami, bullshit
job,
isn't a deleter. She's choosy about whose number she saves, but if things do go south, she finds a benefit to keeping the digits in her phone. She'll add graveyard emojis next to their names, she says. That's just, quote, kind of a reminder to myself that they're like dead to me.
Then delete the number. If you're going to add a graveyard emoji next to... People are insane. People have absolutely fucking lost their minds. I mean, can you imagine wasting a millisecond adding a graveyard emoji to somebody's name on your phone?
It's insane. It's mental illness.
Everyone's completely out of control. All right, well, we're going to hear from our friends at Pepper and Salt. Just when we thought...
People that have their head on their shoulders.
Just when we thought the world couldn't make any less sense, we're going to hear from Pepper and Salt, which is the Wall Street Journal's lone cartoon strip with, again, no authors, seemingly. Okay, so this is a woman and maybe her mother, or a woman and a man or something, walking out of a movie theater.
Yeah.
And one is talking to the other one is grimacing. Quote, it was a comedy at least you could have chortled. Huh. So they watched a comedy, but one of them's
upset. Maybe
upset. Said it was a comedy. You could have at least chortled.
Let me take a look at this.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let's show the viewer. Perhaps a viewer could
hold it up here, and perhaps they could write in.
Write in. Let us know what you think it means, why it's funny, or what they're talking about.
Possibly mean.
Yeah.
It was a comedy. At least you could have chortled. Maybe this is the author of the comic strip.
Right.
And it's something he said to his wife countless times.
Maybe this is what he's telling us.
Yeah. Right.
He watches the pod. He's a friend of the show.
Yeah.
And he's telling us it's a comedy. Lighten up and have a laugh instead of critiquing me on your podcast every fucking week.
Yeah, how about you have a fucking chortle? Have a chortle every once in a while.
Hey, coming from two comedians, why don't you say something funny on the fucking thing? No, this isn't funny. You guys got one cartoon every week and you blow it. Week after week. Wall Street Journal, right? You get one cartoon and they fuck it up every week.
Right.
I get it. The whole funny pages, you got like 40 of them, but they're doing one.
Yeah, they're doing one.
One strip.
One, yeah, and it stinks.
You got an editor-in-chief, you got a whole staff, team of editors.
It's insane.
AI could write it better. I'm just saying. Yeah. We should write in an editorial to the Wall Street Journal.
Should. Yeah.
Come on. What is with pepper and salt?
In regards to this one, yeah, you could have at least chortled. Yeah. I mean, it's insane.
All right.
And Charles M. Schultz is rolling over in his grave. Well, anyway, that about wraps it up.
That's the end of this pod.
Echo Chamber. We have an important announcement, Joe.
Not yet.
Okay.
No, we'll do it.
Okay, never mind. All right, never mind. We have an important announcement coming.
Important announcement coming. I'll explain why. Soon.
All right. That's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, review, all that shit.
All that shit. And tell your friends. And as always, this is Joe Nunnick signing out.
And this is Trent Mabry signing off.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.